How do you make serious money? Is it through hard work, brilliant ideas, or clever investments? After years on Wall Street and in Silicon Valley, I discovered there are only three proven ways to build real wealth. And most of us are unknowingly taking the hardest and slowest route. What if you're missing out on major wealth and career opportunities without even realizing it? Every day you stick with the same old approach, you're letting valuable opportunities slip away. The longer you wait, the more you risk falling behind while others seize their chance at financial freedom. Today, let's discover straightforward strategies that clear the obstacles keeping you from financial success, so you can start investing in your future more wisely. Welcome to Value Runtime. My name is Young, a seasoned professional with years of experience on both Wall Street and in Silicon Valley, and a graduate of the Stanford Business School Executive Education program. Over the years, I've focused on creating and delivering value and wealth across diverse industries, and now I'm building my own startup business. I'd like to share the experiences and insights I gained with you, guiding you through the runtime of value creation so you can follow along and thrive in this rapidly changing world. In this video, we'll dive into three key roles through which people truly make money, explore why most of us end up taking the hardest route, and discuss how you can shift your mindset to achieve genuine financial freedom. By the end, you'll have a clearer picture of how to position yourself in the market and practical steps you can take to move forward. Number 1, the three paths to making money. When it comes to building wealth, there are essentially three roles people play: resource providers, entrepreneurs, and capitalists. At first glance, these might sound like purely academic labels. But if you take a closer look, you'll find that anyone who successfully makes money, whether they're an employee at a large firm, a startup founder, or an investor in the stock market, fits into at least one of these categories. A resource provider earns income by trading time and leveraging personal skills or talents. Think of professionals, content creators, or freelancers who effectively exchange their hours for paychecks. Entrepreneurs, in contrast, create or run businesses by combining resources, people, capital, and ideas to generate profit. Then there are capitalists who invest money in ventures and earn returns without actively managing day-to-day operations. If you look at a typical tech company, for example, you'll see employees who trade their expertise for a salary, early-stage investors who finance the company for equity, and founders who combine these resources to launch a product or service. Interestingly, many of us end up wearing multiple hats. If you work a regular job and also invest in index funds or real estate, you're both a resource provider and a capitalist. If you launch your own e-commerce side hustle, you're stepping into the entrepreneur's shoes. Now think about your own life. Which roles resonate with you right now? Where do you see yourself in 1, 3, or 5 years? And which role most appeals to you as a long-term path for creating real wealth? Number 2, the resource provider, leveraging time, talent, or fame. Let's start with the resource provider role. You earn money by trading your time, skills, or personal abilities, be it a specialized profession like engineering or law, or even gig work like deliveries or graphic design. This is the path most people end up on initially. To really scale your income in this role, though, there are two major shortcuts: extraordinary talent and significant fame. Extraordinary talent is something we see in top musicians, athletes, or even Nobel Prize-winning scientists. Think of Lionel Messi. His soccer skills brought him massive earnings. But remember, even for talented people, there's an element of timing, opportunity, and relentless work that allows them to ascend to that level. Still, if you didn't exhibit some sort of exceptional gift early on, you can excel. But pure skill alone might not propel you into the top 1% of earners. Alternatively, fame can be a powerful multiplier. Even if you're not the most technically skilled actor or singer, if your name or face is recognized by millions, brands will pay handsomely for your endorsement. Fame has its own market value, simply because there are billions of marketing dollars chasing audience attention. The rise of social media influencers is a direct testament to the financial potential of fame. Whether on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, if you cultivate a large following, you can monetize via sponsorships or your own merchandise. These two shortcuts, talent and fame, often amplify the earning potential of resource providers. But if you lack both, you might rely on the usual method of trading hours for a salary. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if it supports your lifestyle and goals. However, it does present limits if your aim is to amass significant wealth. If you're neither world-class in your field nor keen on the spotlight, you'll probably follow the standard advice: go to school, get a decent job, and climb the career ladder. This is a perfectly valid route for many, but if your dream is true financial freedom, this approach is also the most challenging. Why? Because no matter how sharp or diligent you are, a regular paycheck is nearly always tied to the hours you put in. In most cases, you can't multiply your day beyond 24 hours. Even if you work overtime, your daily earnings have a natural ceiling. Meanwhile, key life goals, like buying a home in a major city or supporting a family, demand significant capital. Also, salaries often don't keep pace with housing market booms, inflated lifestyles, or unexpected emergencies. You might save for years, only to find you've barely made a dent in your long-term financial objectives. Some might say, but I'll climb up the corporate ladder, become an executive, and earn a big bonus or stock options. That's possible. Yet the reality is that most companies aren't structured to make every manager wealthy. Many startups fail or stay small. Larger corporations can be political minefields. You may have brilliant ideas overshadowed by office politics, or you could be overlooked for promotions because you're not part of the right network. Plus, when the going gets tough, employees are usually the first cut in budget-saving measures. So while a stable job can serve as a stepping stone, relying on it entirely for wealth creation is risky. The illusion of security can trap you in a cycle where you're comfortable, but never actually accumulating the capital needed to become financially independent. It's essential to recognize that working a job can provide valuable income and experience, but it's often not the fastest track to serious wealth. Number 4. The entrepreneur, shifting from consumer thinking to producer thinking. Now, let's talk about the entrepreneur. If trading time for money isn't cutting it, consider stepping into this role. The beauty of entrepreneurship is that you don't need a fancy pedigree. What you really need is entrepreneurial thinking, the ability to identify market gaps, solve problems in a profitable way, and consistent execution. Entrepreneurial thinking involves a mindset shift. Instead of merely consuming products or services, you start analyzing them. Why does this gadget sell so well? Who's the target demographic? What's the real cost to produce this? And how can the creator offer it at a competitive price? Questions like these open your eyes to opportunities that others overlook. But thinking alone doesn't build a successful venture. Execution does. You can't just have a good idea, you must deliver. Customers pay for solutions to their problems, not for your big plans. Executing means testing prototypes, getting feedback, managing production or sourcing, and ultimately refining your product or service. It's a process of trial and error. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. For example, over 20 years ago, when I was in college, getting summer internships was a real challenge because positions were mostly discovered through bulletin boards or word of mouth. Sensing a common frustration among students, I launched a service that directly connected local businesses with students looking for internships. I distributed flyers, compiled job listings, and arranged small-scale networking events. Companies appreciated the direct line to motivated students and offered me referral bonuses. Along the way, I forged strong friendships and gained a better understanding of local business needs. This small but impactful project demonstrated how a simple idea, spreading internship information, could be monetized when executed well. Entrepreneurship can be as small scale as a side hustle you run from your laptop, or as ambitious as a venture-backed startup. Either way, what sets entrepreneurs apart is the willingness to spot market needs and go the extra mile in executing solutions. That's how they break the income ceiling that confines many resource providers. Number 5, the capitalist, letting your money work for you. The third path to wealth is becoming a capitalist, which is often considered the holy grail of financial freedom. Capitalists invest their money in ventures, be it stocks, bonds, real estate, or private businesses, and earn a return without spending too much time on day-to-day tasks. Essentially, they become creditors or owners whose money does the heavy lifting. It's the dream many of us share, to reach a stage where your passive income, through interest, dividends, or capital gains, covers your living expenses, allowing you the freedom to pursue what truly matters. Once your basic needs are covered by returns on capital, you aren't bound to a 9-to-5 schedule or anxious about the next round of layoffs in your industry. But here's a critical reminder. No matter how much money you earn or invest, true financial security only comes when your spending is below your passive income. Lots of high-earning athletes and celebrities have gone bankrupt because they overspent and never learned how to manage or invest their wealth. It's not just about earning big. It's about keeping more of what you earn and letting it grow. If you're new to investing, start small and learn the basics of how markets work. Never put capital at risk that you can't afford to keep invested over the long term. Money you might need in the short run isn't suitable for high volatility assets like stocks or crypto. Also, do your own research. Don't jump into the latest hype without understanding the fundamentals of the business or project you're investing in. Even the most knowledgeable experts can be caught off guard by market swings, so you want a diversified strategy that protects you from catastrophic losses. There are also more conservative investment avenues: treasury bonds, certificates of deposit, or index funds. These yield more modest returns, but if you have sufficient principal and time, they can provide a steady, low-stress path toward financial independence. The key is consistency and a strong understanding of your own risk tolerance. Number 6, combining roles and hedging your bets. What if you're interested in more than one role? That's perfectly fine. In fact, many financially successful individuals play multiple roles simultaneously. You could work a stable job for consistent income, run a small online business on weekends, and invest part of your earnings in the stock market. Over time, you might shift focus as opportunities emerge or your risk tolerance changes. For instance, you might begin as a resource provider to build a financial cushion and gain professional experience. Once you've saved enough, you could venture into a small entrepreneurial project. If that venture takes off, you might reinvest a portion of the profits into stocks or real estate, slowly moving toward the capitalist role. You don't need to choose just one path for life. The key is to manage your time and resources effectively so that each role supports your broader financial goals. Number 7, building a solid financial foundation. No matter which role you choose, a solid personal finance foundation is non-negotiable. This means living below your means so you have surplus money to save or invest. Avoid expensive debt, especially high-interest consumer loans that trap you in a cycle of payments. Maintain an emergency fund so you're not forced to liquidate investments prematurely or take unfavorable loans when life throws a curveball your way. Keep track of your cash flow. If you don't know where your money is going each month, it's nearly impossible to improve your finances. Use budgeting tools or even a simple spreadsheet to track your income and expenses. Over time, you'll notice where you can cut unnecessary spending and redirect those funds into investments or entrepreneurial endeavors. Number 8, tying it all together. We've discussed the 3 core ways to earn money: as a resource provider, trading your time and skills; as an entrepreneur, building a venture that can scale income beyond your hours; and as a capitalist, letting your money generate returns. Each route has its pros and cons, but the common thread for real wealth creation is shifting your focus from consuming value to creating or investing in value. Remember, luck and timing do play roles in any success story, but your mindset, consistency, and willingness to adapt are what position you to capitalize on opportunities. By staying financially disciplined, avoiding unnecessary consumer debt, and seeking to add value rather than just extract it, you'll gradually build a foundation that can support long-term growth in any economic climate. As we wrap up, remember that serious wealth isn't stumbled upon. It's deliberately built by taking action and leveraging your unique strengths. Whether you're a resource provider, an entrepreneur, or a capitalist, shifting from a consumer mindset to a creator's mindset is the key to unlocking those wealth opportunities you might be missing. Today's strategies are your roadmap to moving off the slow track and seizing your chance at financial freedom. Don't let another day slip away. Start investing in your future now. If you found this video valuable, be sure to subscribe to Value Runtime and hit the notification bell. Let me know which of these 3 paths you're most drawn to right now. The goal is to build a community where we learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Yun at Value Runtime. I'll see you in the next video.